And we are up and running, guys. Yes, fantastic. Welcome, one and all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is one of my favorite events of the year. I love doing a live stream with you guys for everything. So, yeah, I've really been looking forward to this for some months now. And a big welcome to everybody in the chat. There's loads of you in here. Thank you so much for joining me today. A good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, a good night. I don't know, wherever you are in the world. And in fact, I'd love to know where you are in the world. First of all, tell me where you're from. And yeah, maybe I can answer some of your questions as well while we're going through this event and everything, because it's going to be a really exciting event. Because we do have the launch of the new iPhone 15 models. We've also got some Apple Watches, and I think there might be a few other surprises too. So yeah, really super excited from this. Let's see where some of you guys are from. So we've got some people from, let's have a look. Sweden. Wissaken. I've been to Wissaken. I've been to Sweden as well. India as well. Portugal, Nigeria, Florida. I was in Florida last year, Alex. It's a lovely place. Finland, Knoxville, China. Wow. All over from the world. So that is fantastic. A big hello to everybody from wherever you are in the world joining me on this event. So what I thought I'd first will do is that if you guys have got some questions or anything you'd like to do that, I'm going to try my best to answer them. And I'm going to do that in about 1 or 2 minutes time, because we still have a bit, like, 28 minutes to go until the event actually starts and everything. But what I will also just say to you guys, as you probably can tell already, there is a bit of a delay here. So I'm talking about I think it's about a 40-second delay. So whatever I'm saying now is going to get to you in about 40 seconds from now. It's just the way YouTube works, the way streaming works. So if you're on Twitch or anything like that, it's just the way it is, unfortunately. But lots of love here from everybody where you are all across the world. Rhode Island, Las Vegas, got some UK people. That's where I'm from. So yeah, great to see everybody from all over the world joining me on this event. So let me have a bit of a chat first of all. So first of all, you may have noticed we had that poll if you've been joining the event. And the question I asked all you guys was, what item or what product do you think we're going to see, first of all, at the Apple event? And I know a majority of you have all said iPhone. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. It will not be the iPhone, will be the first product to be shown. At the end of the day, ever since the very first iPhone back in 2007, all the way up to the iPhone 14 models last year, the iPhone always comes at the end of the show every single year. It's like the big finale. It's the build up, as it were. So if you ever go and see a movie or you ever go see the theatre or anything like that, you know that the big battle, the big scene happens right at the end of the movie. Apple do the same with their events. So the iPhone is the big thing here. It will be at the event. And as you can imagine, it will be the normal 15 models first, then it will be the Pro models. So just to be aware that is what's going to happen. But before that, we are probably going to see, obviously, the new Apple Watches, the Apple Watch Series 9, the Apple Watch Ultra 2. I don't think we're going to see an SE model this year because we only got one last year. So it might be another year or two before we get one of them. So yeah, but there also might be some updates just before that as well. So that's the other thing that was in the poll. So that was things like, let's say, Apple TV, or maybe there's an update to Apple Arcade or Apple Fitness. You get the idea. There'll be updates of those probably first of all. The other thing as well, what I will say to you guys, is there won't be any M3 products, any new Macs or anything like that. The one thing that we could possibly see is that we could actually see some new iPads. So, for example, hoping we're going to see a brand new iPad Air M2. But as you might have seen in my recent video I did yesterday, it does seem like this is going to be pushed out to October for a press release then. But you never know. You never know. But we do have a question already in from Shahir Burnley. Good to see you, my friend. You've been around, by the way. This guy's been around on my channel for years. So I think you're within the first 100,000 or 50,000 people. But he says, great to see you, Matt. Going to be the 4th year watching. See, 4th year. That's when I started this with the Apple event with you. What's some of the last minute leaks for the iPhone 15 Ultra's camera? Now, it's interesting you say that. quickly. And I will just say this as well, guys. If you do actually leave a super chat with me, I will definitely answer your question the best I can. So here we go for your answer for that. For the iPhone 15 top model, first thing I'll say is we don't know if it's actually going to be called an Ultra. It's seeming more unlikely that it's going to be pushed out to next year. To be honest, I like the roll of it that you'll just have an iPhone, say 16 next year, 16 Plus, 16 Pro, 16 Ultra. They've all got separate names, so that would be really, really cool. But with the camera, what I do think is going to happen is I think there'll be something special what's been hidden. What I mean by this is if you remember with the iPhone 13 Pro Max, we had all the leaks and rumors going around the iPhone 13. No one knew that cinematic mode was coming. Cinematic mode just appeared. We did not know what that was. It just occurred. And again, the same thing last year. I'm just going to grab my iPhone here. And that is, for example, we have got here the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and we got Dynamic Island. We didn't know that we were going to be getting Dynamic Island. We just thought it was going to be a weird shaped hole punch and a pill next to it. That's what everyone was referring to. And sure enough, shock, Dynamic Island came out and it was a completely brand new thing. Now, I think something like that is going to be happening with the camera capability this year, especially for the new 15 Pro Max. Don't know what it's going to be, but I've just got a feeling, if you know what I mean, that they're going to do something a bit more special. So that's going to be really exciting to see. But like I said, nothing officially has been confirmed from that, but I've just got a feeling. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see then what other people are saying here. Hi from the USA. Is the M3 MacBook coming? Not at this event. Like I said, I think M3 devices are possibly going to be pushed out now to next year, even sadly now. I said this about a month or two ago, and Mark Gurman turned around and said, no, that's not going to happen. They're going to come out this October. And the reason why I think that it's not going to come out till next year is if everyone knows what the Vision Pro, you know, that $3,500 device, what is super expensive, the iPhone, it's got an M2 chipset inside it. And I cannot see Apple launching an M3 device before they launch that with an M2 inside it. Because, you know, this is their new new flagship device that's going to come out. And yet they bring out a newer chip. It just doesn't make sense, does it? A newer generation chip before releasing that. And that is my honest opinion with it, that we're not actually going to see any M3 devices probably to next year. And like Apple said, the Vision Pro is coming out early next year, so possibly January and February. So I think we might see an Apple event in March or April time where we'll get the introduction with those M3 chipsets and those M3 devices. So yeah, it's going to be really, really exciting. Got another question here. Do you think the minimum amount of storage will be 256 gigabytes? Again, sadly, it sounds like, again, and this is one that really annoys me, Apple have let us down here. It's going to start at 128 gigabytes again. You know, I'm looking at rivals. Samsung, for example, they even offer right now when they do their sort of launch of their devices, like the Galaxy S23 Ultra and the Fold 5, they even said for the first month, if you buy one, instead of having 256 gigabytes of storage, what's the minimum, we'll double you to 512 for the same price. And it's like, come on, Apple, 128 gigabytes, you know, in 2023. I think a lot of budget phones give you even more than that in this day and age. So yeah, it's really, really silly and ridiculous. We do need basically far more storage than that. So yeah, 256, hoping on that one. Another question we've got right here. What are the screen sizes for the iPhone 15? The screen sizes, we've been told they are staying the same size this year. So we will not be getting any changes. So we'll have the iPhone 15, will be a 6.1 inch. So will the 15 Pro, then the 15 Plus and the 15 Pro Max, getting all my names out here. That's also going to be most likely going to be still the 6.7H display. So yeah, that's going to be really, really cool. Other questions that we've got here. Some people asking about the Apple Watch. Are we going to see blood glucose sensors this year? Again, sadly, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But one thing I would say is, I did say this in the video a couple of weeks ago, it does look like Apple are definitely working on it. And they've recently said they've got a breakthrough with it. That's what the report said. Whatever that breakthrough means or whatever that's going to be, it could mean that possibly we might see it maybe next year or the year after. I'd probably say more likely the year after on that one. Another question we've got here, when can we actually buy the new iPhones? I personally believe that we'll probably be able to buy them this Friday. So not get them in your hand, pre-order. And so basically, yeah, you'll be able to pre-order them this Friday, and I reckon they'll either come out next week on the Tuesday, so a week today, or they'll come out the Friday after. Basically, what's that, 11 days from now? 10, 11 days from now. That's when you'll be able to physically get your hands on a new iPhone model. And I think it's going to possibly be very similar for the Apple Watches, and whatever new products come out today, it'll be next week, most likely. So that's when that's going to happen. Let's see what else some of you lovely guys are saying here. Big hello again to everybody. A lot of people say, do you think there'll be a delay to the Pro Max and things like this? There might be. I will say that. If you remember last year, we had the 14 Plus, and that got delayed by 2 weeks more than the other products. There's a potential it could happen. We just don't know at this stage. All we do know is that Apple have said in basically leaks, is all the devices are being made right now and have been for at least the last couple of weeks. So I guess it's a matter of basically how many they have ready, because that's what they like to do. Apple likes to have a big build up of devices. They like to have a good couple of million ready before they start selling them. And if they haven't hit their sort of quota, their kind of amount before they can start selling, they'll delay it out a bit. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, I guess all will be revealed today. Got a guy here, Steve Walker. Greetings from the USA. Thank you, Matt, for the great information you've been giving us in the past year. I'm planning on purchasing the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the Apple Watch Ultra 2. Great choice. That would be a fantastic ecosystem you will have there and everything. So brilliant. What are the newest colors for the new iPhone 15 models? That's a great question as well. It doesn't look like what I'm really sad about. It's quite funny, actually, because I'm about to have a drink. And if you look at the color of my drink, yeah, that color's not coming. From the sounds of it, really sadly. What it sounds like is coming is a color similar to all that. So this is purple, believe it or not. But yeah, it's going to be a dark blue. Personally, I'm a little bit annoyed with Apple on that one with the colors. It's going to be another blue. Don't get me wrong, I like blue. Great color. But the blue is probably going to be similar to like the Wonderlust logo. So if you've seen the Wonderlust logo, have a look at it now if you haven't. That blue, what's in the logo, probably going to be that color is going to be the new iPhone special edition color. Now, the reason why I'm a big fan is because we've had Sierra blue, we had specific blue, we've got this blue, what it's going to be called, since the iPhone 12. It was only last year with the 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max, we actually got a purple color. You know, what I'm trying to say is there's more colors than blue out there, Apple. Come on, give us something different. The red would have been awesome, right? Tell me now in the comments below, guys, if you would have got yourself a red iPhone Pro or iPhone 15 Pro Max. Let me know. And also at the same time as well, tell me as well that we've heard that those vibrant pink and that vibrant blue is not coming to the 15 normal and the 15 plus. Tell me if you really wanted that as well, because I'm disappointed. I think that would have looked awesome. What do I think of the new Apple Series 8? Do you think there's going to be many changes? Well, again, it's one of the disappointing things that we've been told is that there's not going to be many changes with the Apple Watch this year. The main actual changes, funny enough, is actually got to do with all the bands and the straps this year, supposedly, because obviously they're discontinuing leather, silicone, all of that. But we have been told that all the current sensors, or quite a lot of the current sensors, are being upgraded. Like the heart rate monitor hasn't been upgraded like in about 4 years or something, like since the Apple Watch 4 or whatever it was. And they're upgrading and updating all of these sensors. So yeah, that is really, really cool that they're going to be updating that. But generally speaking, I think for Apple Watch, if you can hang out another year, next year's going to be the one, because we got the Apple Watch 10 or Apple Watch X, you know, just like the iPhone, when we had that, it came out a special edition when we got to the 10-year anniversary. So yeah, I'd say wait till next year if you can, but I could be wrong. We'll see what happens there. Let's see what else we've got here. So the other thing, oh, actually, I was going to say, do you think Apple will eventually remove Dynamic Island from all their iPhones? Good question. And I think they will. And I think it might start next year. What we've been hearing is that with Dynamic Island, Apple are working with that under-screen technology. If you've had like a Galaxy Flip or Galaxy Fold, or there's some other Android devices what can hide sort of the cameras on the screen, it sounds like Apple are first of all going to do that to the Face ID sensors. To hide it, and they'll just appear when you need to unlock your screen or whatever. And so you'll basically get the traditional, like Android look, you'll get that kind of hole punch with that. And that might be starting next year, but I haven't heard anything just yet. But I think it was Ross Young who said it about a year ago that that was the transition. It was first of all to bring out the Pro models last year with Dynamic Island, then all the models this year to have Dynamic Island, and then next year start the next phase again. So yeah, that's going to be really exciting to see that come in. I'm just going to say, guys, we've got about 15 minutes now to the event. The one thing I'm going to say to you guys is that with this actual event, what I cannot actually do is basically a picture in picture of the actual event. So what this basically means is that if you got another device or if you can open up another tab, please do so, because what this means is that you can open up that the actual stream and watch me at the same time. We can actually all chat here together as well. So I'm just going to put a link of that into the chat right now. So yeah, do check that out. Alex Chapman has asked a question. I find the dynamic island useful for accessibility. Yes, I have heard a lot of people have been using dynamic island for accessibility as well. And yeah, it sounds really, really useful and good that you can add extra abilities and things like this and notifications as well. So yeah, it is really, really good. I know that, for example, like people use it for like with maps and things, people are hard of hearing, and that you get the notification come up in the top corner of like maps and directions in the top of the screen, and you still can use your actual device at the same time. Looking at my device here because it's right here, but yeah, it looks really, really cool that you can actually do that in the actual dynamic island, and it is a really great function, dynamic island. As much as people say it's a gimmick, it's actually something that I definitely, for my 14 Pro Max over the last year, I began to love. I really love the idea of it. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do this year as well. Other questions, what are people are saying here? Do we know if the iPhone 15 will support the satellite communication? Well, it should do, because the iPhone 14 does. It depends on which country you are, remember. The satellite navigation ability sort of thing, the satellite communication, I should say, when you've got no signal or anything like this and trying to get help, SOS, it's only available to a few countries around the world. And hopefully Apple will start rolling out more of that this year, and hopefully they'll announce that at this event. Other questions are everyone's favorite question of all: what's going on with the giveaway, Matt? Well, what I can say is this, guys: the giveaway is happening at the end of this month, as I have promised, and it will definitely be happening. And in fact, the prizes are actually here. I'm going to lean over and get them. So yeah, just to remind you guys, I have got the AirPods Pro that I'm going to be giving away. What else have I got? So I've also got the Apple Watch SE. And then finally, we've also got an Apple Watch Ultra that I'm also going to be giving away at the end of this month. But yeah, like I said, more details about that are in on my other videos. And when we get close, a few days before the actual event, I will actually be putting a post up or maybe a video talking about when that live stream is going to be for that one. So that is going to be the next live stream on this channel. So that's going to be further on into the month. But let's get the iPhone 15 out of the way and launch, I'd say, first of all. Let's see what other people are saying here. Are we going to get any other big changes, upgrades to the actual screens this year? Well, there has been rumors that we're going to be getting a new type of AMOLED screen, what could also mean that it could be a brighter screen, or for example, it could be, it could be other things as well. So we just don't know. It could be, I'm just trying to get my screen to come on there. It could be a brighter screen on the iPhone this year. Also, it could be more efficient too. The other thing, obviously, that we have heard is that the actual bezels are going to be absolutely slightly smaller and thinner. And if you watched my video yesterday, what I put up, I talked about the dimensions of the iPhone. And I think that is a good part of where those dimensions are. I said the phone as a whole it's a bit thicker, obviously, but it's a bit more thinner in all the other directions. And I think that's because of the bezel, what they've done. The actual screen itself is the same size, but the border around the bezel is actually slightly thinner. So that's why we're getting a slightly thinner iPhone this year in that respect. So yeah, that's going to be really, really cool to see what happens there. Other questions we're got here is, what about the battery life? Is it going to be better this year? I definitely do think that the battery life is going to be so much better this year. So I think we've been told that we are going to have basically a bigger battery inside, as we've seen, and then with the A17 chipset, what's a 3 nanometer die chipset, it's also going to have that as well. So that's going to be really exciting to give us those efficiencies this year. It's going to be really, really exciting. I'm expecting, personally, in my opinion, around about a 15 to 20% increase in battery life this year. What's over the last year's models? And if you know anything about the 15 Pro Max, it's still just the top iPhone of a flagship of a basically under 5,000 milliamp battery. Obviously, the new S23 Ultra is very close, and sometimes, depending on the test, can just beat it. But you get the idea. If Apple pushes it up by a further 20% battery life, whoosh, they're way ahead. Again, they've raised the bar. So yeah, that's going to be really, really good. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. What else have we been going on about, guys? So there's also some new USB as well, USB-C ports. That's going to be dead exciting. I am super excited for that this year. So yeah, finally we are ditching Lightning at the bottom. So yeah, that's going to be so exciting to see. And some of the models may also get Thunderbolt. So maybe the Pro and the Pro Max. So that, but what I would say, guys, don't expect a Thunderbolt cable inside the box. Just like, for example, the iPads, it has Thunderbolt capability. It doesn't come with a Thunderbolt cable. It comes with a charging cable. It is USB-C, but it's not a Thunderbolt speed cable. You have to buy one of those separately. So expect the same, I would definitely say, with the iPhone if it does have Thunderbolt capability inside it. So yeah, we're going to see that. We have another question here. Will we get all four cameras? Will we get four cameras for the Pro and above models? Oh, I see what you mean. I don't think Apple are doing that this year. Now, this is a question that everybody mentions to me about something, is that the iPhone only has, say, 3 cameras on it. And they're going, that's not very good, isn't it? Other models have got 4. The one thing what the iPhone does have is the LiDAR sensor. And that LiDAR sensor does do that depth thing. A lot of other cameras out there have a 4th camera for trying to help with that sort of depth ability. And that's the reason why it exists. It's not actually properly used on quite a lot of those flagships. So that's why they have that additional camera. Whereas the iPhone has the LiDAR sensor, it just needs the 3 cameras instead. Obviously, there are a couple of other smartphones out there what have, say, 2 different types of telephoto zooms. So yeah, that happens. But at the end of the day, if Apple are just for the first time increasing their telephoto this year, that's what we've been told with that periscope zoom. I don't think it's going to happen this year if we're going to get a 4th camera. So we might have to wait it a little bit more further out to see if that actually is going to happen or not on that one. I hope that answers your question there. Yes, someone's asked, can you put the link up again? I will put the link up. And there we go. So yeah, open that up on another device, guys, or open that up on on another tab if you're on a computer, Mac or PC or anything like that, and we can watch the event together. So yeah, that's going to be really, really awesome to do that. Let's see if we can have a few more questions. Pricing, good question. Are there going to be price increases this year? I think definitely for the Pro models, I think we will. And now a lot of you are going to say, oh, Apple always put up the prices. Now, I've said this so many times in a lot of my videos recently, so I'm going to say it once now, okay? And I might say at the end if the prices go up at the end of the event. And it's this. It's quite simple, okay? Back in 2000 and I think it was 17 or what? I think it was 17, the iPhone 10 came out, okay? What is now the equivalent of the iPhone 11, or the iPhone, not 11, so the iPhone 14 Pro. It's the same price. It's $999 US. Now, I'm going to say US dollars because at the end of the day, all other countries out there, if you're from wherever you are in the world, the prices vary. And that's because of depending on your currency. So where I live in the UK, the pound is really rubbish at the moment. It's one of the weakest it's been in years. So the pound to the dollar is really poor. So they have to put up the price. And then also you've got import fees, taxes, and whatever your country's got as well, they have to be put into play as well. And from Apple's point of view, they need to make the same amount of profit wherever they are in the world. So say they're selling a phone for $1,000, and let's say they need to make $500. I'm just saying out there, they need to basically get $500 wherever the phone is being sold in the world. And it, like I said, it's got so many factors of whether the currency, whether taxes, all of this sort of thing. So it depends also on your country. Now, this year, we've been told that the iPhones are actually going to be increased by $100 or $200. Now, when you think about it, if it's been that iPhone 10 that came out was $999 and the 14 Pro was $999 US, think how many years that's been. It's basically 5, 6 years. It's never changed the price. And this year, they're putting it up. when you think about it, generally speaking, they've got their full rights to do it. I'm not saying that, I'm really happy they're putting up their prices, but they've waited this long to do it. And you've got to see that angle from it, I think, that they've waited for that. Because at the end of the day, if you've been real in the world in the last year, things have just got more expensive in the world. They have not got cheaper. And so it's the same thing again. Apple needs to make that money to invest into new products and grow. It's simple as, just like any company out there. And I believe that the Galaxy S24 next year, come February, is going to be higher than the Galaxy S23 Ultra, for example. And it's just the way it will be. So let's see what other sort of questions we've got in here as well. Do you think they'll ever make Apple glasses? That is a really good question. I think they will make Apple glasses. And personally, silly enough, funny as it sounds, I will say that I think they'll actually be cheaper than the Vision Pro. If you've seen things like the N-Real glasses and other ones, I've got some AR glasses I'm going to be reviewing in the next couple of weeks anyway, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, they are far cheaper. They're less than $400 to buy compared to Vision Pro, $3,500. And with that, I think Apple know this because like you've got a screen on the front of the Vision Pro, you've got these extra features you've got inside it. And if you think about it with AR glasses, it's just glass and then a kind of like a screen sort of overlay tilted, pepper ghost effect, whatever the theory is. And that's all they need to do, really. And I think that personally, I don't think they're going to be like $500 Apple glasses, but I do think personally they would be probably cheaper than the Vision Pro because the Vision Pro could do VR and AR, whereas this will just be only able to do AR abilities with that. So we'll have to see on that one. Someone else has asked me here. I've got a Apple Watch 4. Is it time to upgrade? I think Apple Watch 4. I think it could be a good time to upgrade. Yeah, it's a. I say this with most of Apple devices. The best time to upgrade is probably after every 3 or 4 years, and you'll see a significant upgrade normally with your devices. Because if you go from say a 14 Pro Max to a 15 Pro Max, you're not really going to see much difference. If you're coming, say, from the iPhone, say 11 Pro Max to a 15 Pro Max, oh yeah, you're going to see a difference there. The other thing I was going to say quickly, guys, we've only got a few more minutes left, so I might be able to answer a couple more questions, and then the event's going to start. I will just say again, like I said, I cannot actually stream the event on here because copyright reasons and whatnot, and things like this, Apple will shoot me. So what I will say is, guys, that you need to basically open it up in a different tab, the thing what I put in the comments right now, or you need to open it up on another device. If you've got one handy, go and grab one right now, and we can stay on the stream together throughout this event, and then we can also watch at the same time. So yeah, that's going to be really, really cool. Again, somebody's asking, will we see any new Macs? I guess you just missed out there. No new Macs today. All going to be probably iPhones, and it's going to be Apple Watch. There might be a mention of AirPods. We might. Do you think we'll get black AirPods? It's another question someone's asking. I don't know. There's not been any leaks or rumors about them. We might. But yeah, it's going to be really, really cool. So yeah, what I'd say is, guys, like I said, get yourself ready now with the actual event because it's going to start any minute. Like I said, I have put up the link and everything. So yeah, get that ready for yourself. And it's going to start very, very soon. So it's going to be really cool. What I will just say, I've started the event here. It's not actually started, but all I can see is lots of rocks and dust floating around. So if you can see the same, then yeah, you'll know you're on the right stream. So it's going to be starting very, very soon. So we've only got 1 more minute. Let's see if we can answer one more question. Do you think we're going to get any AirPods Max 2s today? Oh, good question. I really hope we do. I really, really hope we do because it's been like, what, almost 3 years? So yeah, fingers crossed we are going to see it. A new one today. I'm just going to put that into my chat again, the actual link one more time for you guys. And it's going to start any second now, the event. So get ready. Like I said, get your devices ready. You should see like rocks floating around and things like this. And on that note, here we go. The event is starting. Here we go. I will comment where I can, guys. But I won't talk too much if I can through this event, because obviously I know you guys are really excited that you do want to see it. So here we go. Let's go off to the Apple campus. Let's see Timothy and what he's got to say. Come on. Oh, the sound's gone. Oh, dirty washing. That's a great start. What a great start video. Oh, we've got Apple Watch. I just love it that the first scene was just dirty washing. Maybe that's how we'll remember the event. Do you remember the event? It was had washing outside when it began. Yeah, yeah. Birthday. We're talking about birthdays here. It can't be. The Apple Watch isn't its birthday yet. It's not 10 years old. I wonder why we're doing birthdays. It's something's birthday? So I think we got the theme. It's birthdays, definitely. It could be Apple Watch first. I think it's going to be an update on other things first, to be honest, like Apple TV, what's coming this fall, sort of autumn time. I think that's what we're going to see first of all, personally, and the other updates. And then I think it might be Apple Watch, then it'll be iPhone after that. Tasha Prescott. Oh, yeah, it's all the things where people got helped and saved. It is great how these Apple Watches and things can help us. Look at this, a Blizzard SOS. Cool. That's brilliant. It is really good that, these devices, like how they can help us in emergency situations and stuff and keep an eye on our health. It is great. Crash detection, SOS call, your heart rate and things like that. It's great. Oh, I know. I think we understand now why we had birthdays, because obviously at the end of the day, it's the whole thing that people have been able to celebrate their birthdays. What is fantastic, because all these devices have managed to help everyone out. That's really good. I think we're going to start any second now. There we go. That's the point. Apple devices have helped people's lives there, and they managed to celebrate another year of their birthdays. Something what they thought would never happen. Just shows how much these devices can help us in the world. It's fantastic. So I think we're going to get started then. Off to Timothy. Here we go. Apple Campus. Chatting through. There he is. Let's see what we got. Two products. Apple Watch and iPhone. There we go then. So these are the key devices. Nothing more like AirPods, anything like that. No AirPods. It doesn't sound like, or iPads. Here we go. Updates. Oh, Mac updates. I've got a Mac Studio. I haven't got a Mac Pro, guys, because just don't see the point. So yeah. Like I said, M3 I think will be next year, early next year, March, April next year. 15-inch MacBook Air, it is a brilliant laptop. In fact, what I'm working with you guys right now is I'm using it right now, the 15-inch MacBook Air. He did say that, Marcus Brownlee. Oh yeah, Apple Vision Pro, of course, coming out next year. We might get a date on this now. We're going to get a date on Vision Pro. Oh, good updates on Vision Pro. Hmm. Still early next year for Vision Pro. Oh, big news. Here we go. Oh, Apple Watch Live already said it. So it's going to be Apple Watch first. Has he got the new Apple Watch Ultra 2 on his wrist? I can't tell. I would. I go back over, get my iPhone Apple Watch. Let's see how we take it further. Here goes. It's working here, Alex. I'll just say that. So I don't know. Do a reboot of your device or something. I don't know. Get your iPhone open or something like that. Watch it on that for a second while you reboot your device. That's what I'd recommend. Let's see what the Apple Watch Series 9 is going to give us. Thanks, Daniel Rocks. A pink Apple Watch. Ooh, I like that. We did think the pink one was coming. Hear that, Apple Silicon, a new chip? So it's about time. Oh, that was the call on the lab. So in the lab, guys. So maybe we're going to see what the new chip's like. Because we haven't actually seen a proper upgrade on the chips in the last like 4 or 5 years. They've just got a new name on them. They're not actually anything newer. They're not any much faster either. Oh, okay. Okay, S9 Sim. Let's see how good the S9 is. It's the most powerful watch chip yet. It would be funny if she said it's the worst chipset we've had yet. No. They always say every year it's the best iPhone yet. It's the best watch yet. Of course it is. Oh, 30% faster. That's good. Oh, new four-core neural engine. Oh, 200%, 200% faster. Mm. Ah, cool. Series now fully built into the actual watch. That's pretty cool. Wow. Syrian health. I've actually asked those questions to my Siri before my watch, and it didn't know. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. So, oh, okay. Eight updates later this year, so it won't come out straight away with the watch. Hmm. I know, a pink watch, pretty cool. Doesn't this lady look like Cameron Diaz? Does anybody think the same? Like an older version of Cameron Diaz. She really looks like Cameron Diaz, I'm telling you. Agree with me or not in the comments. Is Cameron Diaz working at Apple now? Oh, ultra wideband tip. Yay. Oh, that's cool. I do like that. To find your iPhone. I bet you could use that with AirTags as well. Oh, I do like that with the HomePod. It's the same display. Wow, 2000 nits. That is very bright display. Thanks, Cameron Diaz, for the brighter screen. You always brighten our day. Oh, 1 nit. Wow. That will save a lot of battery. Oh, a new capability, guys, for the Apple Watch. This is something we don't know. Oh, gestures. Oh, I can do that. What other new things can we do? Hello, Sporty Embassy. All right, that's useful. Double tap. There's no new iPad Pro this year, I'm afraid. It'll be next year. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I do like that. That is useful. I do like that on the watches. I do like that. But what if you knock it off by accident? I'm just checking it on my one now. No, it doesn't work. That's pretty cool. See, we didn't know about that guy. That's a hidden feature there, isn't it? That's clever. Let's see how it works. Oh, that's cool. You turn off your alarm. That's a good idea. The guy with the bees. Yeah, I do like it. It's a bit like a Samsung gimmick, if anything, I would actually say. Sort of thing that Samsung would invent. Or someone's going to correct me now and say, someone, Samsung have actually done this. Or if not, Samsung are going to do it. So tap tap. That's pretty cool. Everyone's going to be walking around doing that, aren't they now? That is pretty cool. Available next month. So it's not something that comes out straight away with the Apple Watch again. That's two things now. All pink. That's cool. All the usual colours. The bands. Bands. I bet it's the bands. Special guest? Interesting ad, doesn't it? Hide the dead plant. I like that. Oh, I think I know who it is. It's somebody from Europe. I'll say that. Oh no, it's not. Mother Nature. I thought it was going to be Greta Thunberg. I really thought it was going to be Greta or Greta Thunberg. I really thought it was going to be her. They should have got Greta Thunberg in, shouldn't they? iPod Shuffle. Hmm, all right. Leather coat. See what they're doing here. Hmm. This is a long advert for about eco, isn't it? I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm not getting this. I'm not sure about this. It is a box ticking exercise, isn't it? Mm, I think Kilobytes is right here. This is a tick box exercise. Not that impressive, to be fair. Hmm. Not impressed by this. Come on, get to the bands. Get to the Ultra 2. Staring contest. I didn't get that. How about you guys? I didn't get it. Nah, I didn't get that one, guys. Sorry. That's just me, though. I did not get that one at all. That's just my point of view, I think. It didn't make any sense to me, that didn't at all. I was wondering, being that we've only got two types of products, Apple Watch and also the iPhone, this session, I was wondering how they were going to fill out the time. It seems like they're just going to talk about eco stuff. So, yeah. I know they need to talk about this. I know we need to know, but it's a bit pulled out, isn't it? That's what I think. It's a bit pulled out. Do you disagree with me, or do you agree that we do need to listen to this? Do you think this is being pulled out a bit too much? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. This was, come on, get to some new products. Come on. Come on. Oh, here we go. Bands. Well, that's the only bit we had to hear was about the watch strap. That's all I had to hear. Tick tock, tick tock. I thought I would talk slow to you guys on my videos. I really did. But this lady, sorry, she talks so slow. Oof. Come on, speed up. Come on, speed up. This is taking forever. Hey, why are we waiting for this lady? Should I talk about some of the things that are behind me? Do you want me to talk to you about some of my classic stuff that I never ever talk about on any of my videos? Let me know. Because, until we get something else, I can't be bothered to watch, really. Let me know. Come on. Can we talk about it? There you go. Yeah, I'll talk about them. So, funny enough, look at this. This here, whether this has got carbon in it, this is an original iPhone I've got here. Look at that. That's the first ever generation iPhone. This is. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. That is. And then I've also got this was my first ever actual iPhone, was an iPhone 3G. That's what I actually got. Plastic. Plastic. They would never make it out of plastic now, would they? So yeah, we got that. This here up here, if I show you guys, I want to drop it off. This is an iPad mini, the first generation. And then the same here, this is the first generation iPad Air. We've got an iPhone 5s and 5Cs up on here. If you can see that, some iPod touches. And this here is a MacBook 12-inch one, the one that had a really bad butterfly keyboard. That's where it belongs, on the wall. But this is one of my favourites. This here is actually a what's it called? Can't say the word out. iPod, the first generation iPod that we've got there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And we've got some other devices too. And look at that, she's still talking. So come on, hurry up. She's still talking. What else have we got on here? Oh yeah, here we go. This is an SE, iPhone SE as well. There, yeah, that's cool. Oh, back. We're going back. We're going back to Jeff. Let's have a listen. Oh, fine woven. Here we go. We're back to reality. Back to the video. Yeah, leather's gone, guys. Leather has gone. Does look good. Mm, okay. Yeah, because Hermes make their most of their leather watches straps. Mm, I like that green one. Is that a knitted one? The green one. I do like that one. But I bet it costs like $200, doesn't it? Oh, see what Nike are doing. Oh, I like those. I like those Nike brand new watch straps. They're awesome. Look at that. I like that blue and orange one. Ooh, I like those. Can't believe I'm getting excited over a watch band, but they do look nice. Mm, it's more like it. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Like I said, guys, if you can get yourself an SA on sale, buy that instead if you're looking for a new Apple Watch. That's what I'd say. Unless you've got an SA. If you've got an SA, don't bother. Bit disappointing, isn't it? Let's see what the Ultra 2 does. Apple Watch Ultra 2. Doesn't look like there's a glucose monitor, guys. I think it might be coming in a year or two. Like I said, next year's going to be the big year with Apple Watch, I believe, because we will be 10 years. Oh, he's got changed. Let's see what they've done to the Apple Watch 2, Ultra 2. Hmm. Has anyone else here got an Ultra? Let me know. I'd love to know if you got it. How have they done it? Looks the same. New colours, new colours, new colours. Let's hear more about the Ultra 2. Yes, we knew it'd get the S9 chip. Yes, double tap gesture. Yeah, that thing. Hmm. Wow, 3,000 nits. But 2,000 nits is still really good on normal Ultra. I think 2,000 nits is really good on the normal Ultra. Modular Ultra. Hmm. I like that new watch face. But why couldn't they put this out with the Apple, what's it? I can't say my words now. Watch 10, Watch OS 10. They could have done it then. Why can't they just come out with Watch OS 10? If they make that exclusive to the Ultra 2, that's a bit unfair, I think, because you could put that on it. That's a bit unfair if they have done that. Hmm. Come on, any other new features for the Apple Watch Ultra? New colors at least. Come on, you could have put some colors in. Hmm. It doesn't seem like it's worth upgrading to the Apple Watch Ultra 2 this year. Hmm. What do you think, guys? What do you think of the Ultra 2 and the S9 so far? Do you think it's worth it? Or do you think it's worth just getting last year's models? Is that it? Is that all of Ultra 2? Wow, what a disappointment. Oh, not even a better battery life? Nah. If I was you guys personally, I'd get an Apple Watch Ultra 1. Hmm. We knew that the Apple Watch Ultra 2 and also the Apple Watch Series 9 was going to be a bit disappointing this year. But to be honest, this is really disappointing. This should have just been a press release. It shouldn't even been a video in it. Nah, I don't, I'm not happy with this one. Hmm. Oh, new colors on the straps. That's the new Apple Watch Ultra 2. It's just look at those features. The most of them are the ones that we had last year. Nothing new. That is very disappointing. Nah, very disappointing. Like what you said there, Aaron Curl. I'll see how much the Ultra One will cost. I don't know about you, but it makes me feel better about my giveaway for the Ultra One because the Ultra Two, what are you going to get extra? Especially if the price goes up now. Let's see what happens. All right, all right, okay, okay. Same price as there for the Apple Watches. No differences there. I think KL said it there. I poo. That was not happy with that. Let's see what the iPhones do. Come on, guys. Let's have some hope. Let's be positive. Let's see then what the iPhone can do for us. Really hoping positivity here on it. Well, you would, Tim. You would love those watches. You, you're in charge. Nah, it's disappointing. That was the Ultra 2. Woohoo, iPhones! Let's see what the iPhone's going to do. The new pink. The new pink. Is that the new pink? Oh, oh! Look at that for a pink. That is a nice pink. Got to admit. Yellow, green, blue, graphite black. Dynamic Island. Hey, got some good upgrades already, guys. You were right, James Reed. Let's talk about the iPhone then. Oh, in the warehouse. I do like those new colours. All new design. All new design. Mm. God, Dynamic Islands come though. So glad that's come. That's really good. You getting the pink, are you, Jasmine? Don't blame you. Does look very nice. That it's like a powder pink, isn't it? Ooh. Oh, awesome. Oh, that's cool. That's what I want. More dynamic ability features. Yeah. That's probably the best feature I've seen so far in this event so far. Obviously, there'll be better ones, but yeah. Thinner borders. I'm not sure. I can't tell if those borders are thinner, those bezels. Brighter screen. Good. Not sure though. They think about the bezels. Wow, 2000 nits. Hi, Joy. I agree. I did you, dude. Just a reimagined design. I can't tell. Are those bezels thinner or not? What do you think, guys? Can't tell. I'm gonna look at my 14 Pro Max. No, it's about the same. Just having a look at mine, comparing it on the screen here. Hmm. That was it, guys. The new kind of edging. It's not so sharp. It's a bit more curved. That's cool. It's a bit more smooth around the edge because if you have like an iPhone 14, it's quite sharp on the edges, but it's not noticeable to the naked eye. I've got here an iPhone 15, not a real one. This is a dummy, but I can feel it here on the back. It is smoother. Has it got an action button? They're hiding that button away, aren't they? I can't tell if it's going to have it. Oh, it's got a switch. No, it hasn't got the action button. It's still got the silent switch. Next year, then. The action button will come next year. Stop going on about the environment. Not about the eco again. Hmm. Shall I start talking about my items again here? Oh, the battery. Are we going to hear anything more about the battery life? Hmm. Oh, the camera. I bet it's that 48 megapixel. 48 megapixel. Have they done the camera? Yeah, 48 megapixel. Great. That's the one from the iPhone 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max from last year. So glad that's come over. Wow. It's a good picture if that was taken from that. It's definitely got like the HDR light look effect that picture has. Mm. This is the same technology we had in the 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max, definitely with the pixels. How the light's captured. Mm. Yeah, definitely. That's up it'll be pixel binning sort of abilities. Let's have a look. Good pictures. Oh, they've added telephoto, the 2x. Woohoo. That came out in the 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max last year, didn't it? Yeah, well, that was that. So, guys, if you can get yourself a 14 Pro Max or a 14 Pro at a good price, I would just buy that if you can get it less. But then, having said that, the battery life we've been told is better. So it depends. It depends. But you get 120 hertz refresh rate and things like that. Okay. This is definitely the same cameras that we've got inside the 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max. Like I said, guys, definitely. Let's see what they do. To be honest, though, what you said there, Mr. Dodo, that's what they did last year with the 13. Um, Basically, well, not the 13, the 14, the 14 to the 13. That's what I mean. The 14s were basically Pro Max's technologies. You basically get last year's stuff in the new design, as it were. But then again, that's what like the SE is like. If anything, it sounds like the 14 and the 14 Plus is kind of semi turning into like a SE of its own kind. I'm guessing that's how they're keeping the price lower, isn't it? Hmm. Like I said, most of these features are just exact. I'm going to repeat myself again. Same features on the 14 Pro models inside the 15, isn't it? Apart from that telephoto camera, it's basically the same. Hmm. New smart HDR. Again, that's the HDR technology that was put inside the iPhone 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max last year. Hmm. Yeah, good upgrades, but like I said, if you have a 14 Pro or 14 Pro Max, you have this already. Performance, let me guess, A16. A16 chip, not A17. A16. It's coming over. Yeah, we know about the A16. We've talked about it all year. Oh, Mr. Dodo, yes, you're right. No USB-C. Unless I'm going to get to that in a second. How bad would that be if it doesn't have USB-C? and just the pros have USB-C. And that is just that'd be me. That would really annoy me. You better have USB-C. You're right, because it has lightning. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, bigger battery. Hey, DJ, connectivity. Here we go. Here we go. USB-C. USB-C. Fingers crossed. Mm. U2 chip. Yeah, it's got the U2 chip in it. Oh, 3 times further away. That's good. They should have said that on the Apple Watch thing. That would have been a feature on its own. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, we know about 5G. Mm. Machine learning, voices. Come on, get to USB-C if it's coming, please. I'm looking at that lady there. Does she have USB-C? Doesn't look like she's got lightning. I could be wrong. Yeah, it's a bit better. I do like that. The newer engine, it's a bit more helpful. Ringtones? Yeah, emergency SOS. We know about this. Shetland Islands. That's only about what 100 miles away from me. Hmm. Ah, roadside assistance via satellite. Hmm. Okay, I'll give him that one. That's good. That's good. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. They've enhanced it. Hmm. Hmm. Triple A. Is it going to come to other countries? Was that connectivity? Oh, come on, USB-C, USB-C. Come on, people. USB-C. Come on. Wired capabilities. USB-C, USB-C, USB-C. Come on. USB-C. She said it. Yay! There we go, guys. USB-C. Woohoo! Yeah, shame we never brought it over to the iPhone. Yay! AirPods Pros. There we go. AirPods Pros 2. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I forgot about AirPods and USB-C. MagSafe. Have you updated MagSafe? Don't care, they're recycled. Oh, is it faster? Are we going to get it? Faster, you MagSafe? New cases? The big question is, has MagSafe got faster? No faster MagSafe, unless it's hidden in some tech detail somewhere. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. The USB-C might have saved it a bit more there. Hmm. Let's watch a little video of the iPhone 15. It's tricky this year for me to say, get yourself a 14 Pro or 14 Pro Max. It depends what you want to use the phone for. I'm going to say that now. So USB-C is definitely a big helpful thing there. But obviously the cameras are, you got the telephoto on the 14 Pro Max, a 3 times zoom, but you get a 2 times zoom anyway on, say, this phone. So, and even if you zoomed into 3 times zoom, it's probably come close to what the 3 times zoom is, what you get on the 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max. So, difficult. When's it come out? Let's see. Same prices, guys. Woohoo! 128 gigabytes though. Mm, $800 trade in. That, that's at $800 off if you trade in a 14 Pro Max in perfect condition that has 1 terabyte inside. I bet you. But 128 gigabytes, not too happy about that. I'm going to admit that. Mm. Let's see if the Pro can save the day. 15 Pro Max and 15 Pro. Let's see if you can save the day. Let's see then. Let's see then. George Milton, you're funny there. Yeah, it's true. It's what we always say every year. And next year we'll go, oh, let's wait for the 17. Titanium. Way. Ooh, nice. Ooh, I do like that color. That silver titanium looks nice. Mm, very nice looking phone. Let's have a look then. Jaws. I thought he was in James Bond film, Jaws, and he was a shark. Jaws. It does look nice in titanium, to be fair. A17, A17, titanium design. Yeah, it does look like the action button is there. Mm. Yep, same color that got leaks, the Beast Boy. Yes, everyone was saying to me, oh, they don't come in grey, they won't do it in grey. That's correct. Thinnest borders, so this has got the thin borders. So that's the foam I've got the thinner borders. Slightly thinner. That's what the dimensions also showed us too. Ceramic shield, still the same. Still got the Pro Max then. Let's have a look then. I agree with you. I did you do it. It needs to be 256. Like I said, Samsung even offer 512 like for the first month if you pre-order a new phone. They double your 256 to 512, and Apple is still 128 gigabytes. Grade 5 titanium. Hmm. Nice and strong, definitely. Very nice, very nice. Hmm. I like that brush texture. Is that the new action button? That's a new action. Oh no, sorry, that's the volumes. Well, we see the action button. Keep moving along. Ah, they cut it before the action button. I do like that brushed effect, I must admit. Oh, yeah. I like that blue. I have to say, I like the blue. Which color do you pick? They actually look good, all those colors. I don't know which one to pick. Saw the action button there. Yeah, I saw the action button again. It does look very nice, I will give you that. Another design change. No, ring silent switch being changed. For Erie, I think we've got about 3,000 people watching this at the moment. Oh, action button. Action button. But you can. Cool. Yeah. I'm going to probably put it for my camera. That's cool. Oh, that's good with the shortcuts. Yeah, that's more like it. That's the action button that we wanted. That's cool. Hi, Daniel Hankins. That's pretty cool. Promotion still, Dynamic Island. Nice. Does look good. We knew about standby. I've used the new standby option. You can. A17. Let's see what that does. A17 Pro. Wow. A17 Pro. I was not expecting that. Let's see what A17 Pro does. Let's see what it does. 3 nanometers. Woo! Wow. 19 billion transistors. Wow. 6 core CPU still. Awesome. Yeah. 10. 10% faster. Okay, that's not as good as I thought it was. 10% faster CPU, guys. Okay, the 3 times what? Oh, to the competition. Hmm. How's this a pro? Okay, twice faster neural engine, but 10% faster A17. Hmm. The neural engine is going to help though. I think what you've got to remember, guys, is that a lot of the iPhone's apps really use the neural engine a lot, especially the way we're going in the world. We're using far more sort of AI abilities. We need a ProRes codec for doing recording. Hmm. USB-C. Thunderbolt. Oh, USB. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's not. Okay, so it's USB 3.2 sort of speeds or USB 3.1 speeds. That's still good. I know it hasn't got Thunderbolt, but that's still faster. The GPU, right? What does this GPU do then? Performance and efficiencies. How much faster is it? 20% faster. It's better than the 10%. Here we go. Energy efficiencies. This is the most important bit, in my opinion. How much power? Ray tracing. Wow. Embedded ray tracing. That's different. Hmm. But why would you need ray tracing on an iPhone? That's the thing. At this stage, I'd say. Hmm. That's more like it. Metal effects upscaling. That's what we want. We want upscaling. It's better. How much more efficient is the chip? I want to gaming. Is it? Hmm. Would you say it's the best gaming platform in the world for games, guys? Put it this way, I don't agree. If Apple are going to do something with the gaming market, my opinion is get on and do it. Right? That's not bad. The graphics on that, I'll give you that. It does look cool, but who uses their iPhone to do games like this really and sit hours at end? We are more people who sit on our PCs, our Xboxes, our PlayStations, even our Switch. Yeah, Nintendo Switch even. We do play some games on our phones, but nothing hardcore for hours at an end, or do we? Apart from kids, maybe. Hmm. Resident Evil Village. Oh, I'll give you that. That's pretty cool that you could play Resident Evil on your phone. That's pretty impressive. I'll give you that. So people take advantage of it. Hmm. Let's see how many developers take onto this, as it were, because this is the thing. A lot of people go, "Oh yeah, Apple go, we can do this," but no one actually grips it and does it. Oh wow, new Assassin's Creed game. No way, Assassin's Creed game on an iPhone. That's interesting. Camera guys, camera guys. Periscope zoom. 7 camera lenses in their pocket. Let's see how they do here. Let's see how good it is. 48. Oh, it's a newer 48 megapixel camera. Wow, that's better for that camera. That's quite sharp. Oh, 48 megapixel Heath, about time. So if using the ProRes, hmm, oh, that's good. That's good with the focal length. That's pretty useful. That's pretty impressive. I can see the lights. Yeah, night mode. That is night mode. That is brilliant. That is pretty impressive. It's very good, to be fair. I've got to admit the cameras does look very good. They're really pushing against like the Pixel, aren't they? The Pixel does super good pictures, so does the S23 Ultra. They're really, really pushing here, aren't they? Zoom range, zoom range. Okay, that's the Pro. 15 Pro Max? 5 times, guys. There we go, 5 times. Same as, say, a Pixel. Not too bad. Mm. 5 times zoom. Do remember, guys, this is the start, remember, of 5 times zoom. It's the first time I did it. So, you know, maybe next year it probably might be 7 or 10. But this year, it's the first time I'm doing this. It's a 5 times. It's better than three. I reckon like digital zoom will be about 30 times or 25 times zoom digital. Do remember you've got the A17 chipset. So if you use the digital zoom, the A17 will probably kick in and use that to actually help adjust the pictures and make them sharper. Mm. Macro better. That's not bad. USB 3. That's pretty cool. That's good. You can take a picture and then snap it and go straight there. Oh, wow. I like that you can record straight to an external drive. Oh, that's better. That's a good idea. I do like that. You can connect to an external hard drive with the ProRes. That is definitely better. Well said, Pete Nevard. If I said your name right, well said, Pete Nevard. It's better than what we had before. Apple can't give us the world. Apple Vision, of course. Oh, one more. Spatial videos. They were talking about this, weren't they, with the Vision Pro? I thought this might be their hidden trick up their sleeve. Gives that 3D effect. Really trying to push you to get an Apple Vision Pro, aren't they? That's good. Mm. Do like the titanium. Hmm. Interesting. How much? Oh, 15 Pro Max 256. Yeah, that's more like it. That's okay. I'll forgive him. I forgive him. I forgive the pricing. They are right there. The 256 gigabyte cost that last year. The prices have not changed. You can pre-order this Friday, and when they available. 22nd, all available. Ooh, 6 terabytes. The price has been forgiven. They've redeemed themselves. Apple have there with their pricing. They've redeemed the pricing. Not bad, not bad at all. Apple is forgiven with their prices, everybody. End of. Like I said, 256 gigabyte. That's the same price as the 14 Pro Max right now for 256 gigabytes. Same price. So no price changes whatsoever, technically. Well, there we go, guys. I think we're going to kind of settle up here. to see if there's anything more that Timothy needs to say. But we'll do a wash-up session, as it were. We'll talk about what's going to happen. Let's get this finisher. Let's see if he's going to go. Come on, Timothy, wrap it up. Unless there's anything else special. Come on. Come on, Timothy. Wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up. Hi there. If you're all new here, welcome. We're going to do a bit of a wrap-up session in just 1 minute. We're going to talk about all the different things that we've seen today, so don't worry. Let's have a think of them. There we go. A's finished. There we go, guys. So let's wait for more people to join in on the chat here and everything. So that was the Apple Wonderlust event. So I still do not understand what the Wonderlust means, to be honest, with any of this. The only thing I can get really from the logo, what I am going to say is that was the titanium sort of finish, obviously, inside the actual logo. So we're going to have to see on that one. So let's have a look and see what some of you guys are saying. Nizar Hamdan, you were spot on with most of the upgrades. Thank you for that. Yeah, like I said, most of the leaks that came through, most of them were true. And some of them were just a little bit we just got them slightly a bit wrong, but not too bad, to be honest. So I'm just on Apple's website right now trying to update everything, but we're not getting any new iPhones or anything coming through just yet. But let's have a chat then. Let's start then with the Apple Watches. So Apple Watches, guys, wasn't the most exciting. Oh, by the way, thanks very much, Jonkies. The Apple Watches, I think they were really, really bad, to be fair. I think apart from that new feature, that tap to like answer your phone calls, turn on your torch or anything like that. Yeah. What is there new, really? Yes, there's a new chip in it. They've even admitted the battery life is no better. They had this whole thing about all that carbon stuff and everything like that. I really didn't get it. They had the U2 chip inside it, but the U1 chip's okay. But, I just really, really did not get what Apple were banging on about with the Apple Watch Series 9. I said some months ago, about 6-7 months ago, that thanks everybody for your appreciation, by the way, for the event. Thanks for joining me as well, what I'll quickly say. But yeah, I was going to say I was really, really sad that they just didn't do anything. And I said that they should have, like 6-7 months ago, maybe I should have even skipped the Apple Watch this year. Do you agree with me? Do you think the Apple Watch should have been skipped this year? Because what are the upgrades, really? Okay, they've made the screen a little bit brighter. They brought out a new pink. They've got a U2 chip in it. That's about it, really. The Apple Watch Ultra, in fact, as well, has the worst upgrades. The Apple Watch Ultra 2, we were expecting new colors and things like this. And what a disappointment, I'm going to say, with the Apple Watch. What I will say, guys, is I've never really normally say this, but if you can get a good deal on a Series 8, or you can get yourself a good deal on an Apple Watch normal, the original one, do it. You can get yourself a really good deal if you're considering of upgrading. I wouldn't bother now. I just don't see the point in the Ultra 2. I do not see the point in the Series 9. They should have just waited at least another year. I don't think Apple Watch technology is just, there's no more innovation really in it. Well, there is stuff they could do. They could bring out like a selfie camera. They could bring out, I don't know, a band that's got a battery in it or something like this. But yet they don't do it. And it's just disappointing, really disappointing with the Apple Watch. So that is my thoughts with that one. But let's move over then to the iPhone. Let's talk about the iPhone 15 and the iPhone 15 Plus with everything. So as we imagine this, because after last year, basically the 15 and the 15 Plus is basically the 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max minus the telephoto zoom, and also at the same time as well, minus the ProMotion display, but it has got USB-C inside it. So what I'm going to say to you guys is right now, if you were thinking of getting a 15 or 15 plus, is it worth getting a 14 Pro or 14 Pro Max? I think it's going to be up to you on this one. It depends. Obviously, the telephoto zoom is better on the 15. It's cheaper, obviously, the 15 and the 15 plus and everything. Um, but you've got USB-C, which is really useful to have instead of Lightning. But if you can have Lightning for another couple of years or year or whatever, how long you're going to keep your phone, then maybe get a 14 Pro or 14 Pro Max instead. But the other thing to also add in there is that we do know that the 15 and the 15 Plus, even though it wasn't talked about that much, the batteries are bigger inside. So there is that side of the coin too. So it depends on that. I do like the new colors. I do like that Dynamic Islands being added. I really do like that. I do like the kind of slightly more rounded design. If you've got yourself like an iPhone 14 model right now, you'll know it's much sharper around the edges here. So for the 15 and 15 Plus, for the first time, I can't say that I highly recommend getting one. I'm neck and neck in saying get yourself an iPhone 14 Pro or an iPhone 15 or 14 Pro Max or 15 Plus. It depends on you because, like I said, you do get that sort of 2x zoom. And even if you zoomed it up even further to say 3x zoom, that 48 megapixel sensor is going to do a really good job of it anyway, especially with the A16 inside it. So yeah, let's talk about that. But the prices on that, remember, the good news is some people are asking about prices. They're the same prices as last year. So that is $799 for the iPhone 15 and $899 for the 15 Plus. So no price increases. Like I said, in other countries, that might be a different story. But for in the UK, or not in the UK, in the US, it is the same. So that is really, really cool on that one. Then let's talk about the actual newest one. Then let's talk about the main stars that everyone wants to talk about. Let's talk about the 15 Pro and the 15 Pro Max. I really, really love the new titanium finish. I love that brushed look to it. It does look really, really cool and look really, really nice. I am very, very impressed with that kind of new look. And the colors this year, they're brand new colors completely. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm going to find it hard to which color to pick because I love all of them. I'm just having a look at the colors right now. I think I might go for the blue titanium, in my opinion. I do like that. Or the natural titanium. I'm not sure. I'm going to pick one of those ones, definitely, probably in my opinion. So I do really like those new colors. It's good to hear that the actual iPhones are slightly smaller, not by much, mainly because of that slightly thinner bezel. So the screen size is the same, but they just made the body ever so slightly smaller. So it's good on that one. Other things as well is obviously we've got USB-C at the bottom, but it's USB 3.0 speeds or 3.1 speeds, what's 10 gigabit, what's more than enough, to be fair, with everything with this kind of sort of iPhones, to be honest. You know, Thunderbolt 4 can go up to, I think it's 40 gig, but to be honest, you're not like recording on a, you know, what's it called? Red Magic, Black Magic, whatever it's called, I can't remember called now, cameras or anything like this. You're not using those type of cameras. You don't need that speed. 10 gigabit is more than enough to send your pro sort of videos over that USB. So yeah, that is pretty cool on that one. It's good to see that obviously they've increased the brightness a little bit more. The other thing, I'll get to cameras in a second. The thing what really, really has made me happy, what a lot of us were really worried about, is the pricing. So it's quite weird. I will say this, that the iPhone 15 Pro has got 128 gigabyte as its smallest amount of storage, but it's still $999 US. Whereas you've got the Pro Max starts at 256 gigabytes at $1,199 US, and that is the same price as a 14 Pro Max, say yesterday. So if you got yourself an iPhone 14 Pro Max yesterday, it would have cost you $1,199 US for 256 gigabytes of storage. So it's the same price technically. So there's no changes there. But I do think it's a bit weird that Apple have only put 256 gigabytes as the minimum on the Pro Max. Don't understand the strategy behind that whatsoever on that. But then we do also have the new A17 Pro chipset. I really don't understand why it's a Pro chipset personally. because there's no additional cores or anything like that. We've got 2 performance cores, 4 efficiency cores, 6-core GPU. I don't get it. Obviously, they've got the new neural engine, but they always get a new neural engine every year. I just don't get it. Why call it a Pro? Apart from, I'm guessing, because it's in a Pro phone. But like I said, I'm a bit confused by the naming convention here and everything. But we'll just have to wait and see on that one. But let's talk about then actual cameras and everything. So obviously the cameras did get an upgrade this year. The main 48 megapixel one is a new one with a better aperture inside it as well. So that's going to do that. Better low light photography. Do you remember they showed those photos? They were really, really impressive, definitely. So yeah, I was quite impressed in what Apple had done there with their sort of photography and everything. So I'm really looking forward to that lizard. Everyone here in the chat was talking about the lizard. So yeah, it was quite impressive, that one. Yeah, it's quite interesting. What I'll just quickly say is everybody here is saying in the chat, what are the prices? What are the prices in euros? What are the prices in pounds? What are the prices here and there? If you go on Apple's website right now, keep this open as well. They've just updated their website with the new prices as well. So go and check them out. They will give you the official prices for your country. So go and check it out. So we'll say that now. But going back, yeah, the cameras definitely got some upgrades, the wide, ultra wide, and then of course, you've got with the Pro Max, what we thought was going to happen, we got a better zoom capability. So it's 5 times zoom. Now, I know a lot of you people, though, are going to say that, 5 times zoom is not that good. At the end of the day, if you've got a Pixel right now, for example, Pixel 7 Pro, that's only got a 5 times zoom, I believe, or was it 6 times? Not much in it, to be honest. So really, it's close competition to that. And at the end of the day, this is the first time Apple have ever jumped up their zoom in years. So you've got to give them credit that they finally have done it. So we've got to see where it goes. Maybe next year we might get, say, an 8 times or a 10 times zoom. We'll just have to wait and see with that. But yeah, it's quite interesting what happened there. But it does look really, really cool. A lot of other people here are asking, what about battery life? What about battery life? I'm looking at the specs right now. And let's see what we can get on battery life, because normally you get the playback time. So I'm just looking for that on their website. Audio playback. Oh, interesting. They don't actually have on their audio playback and video playback on the battery. Oh, yes, they do. Here we go. So according to this, it's exactly the same. So I'm just looking here at the power and battery on the iPhone 15 Pro and the 15 Pro Max. For all you people there with battery life, it looks like it's exactly the same. So it says here, video playback is 29 hours. What's the same what it is right now. And then obviously audio playback is also 95 hours. What's the same as a 14 Pro Max? It's exactly the same on that one. It says here, MagSafe charging is 15 watts. And then charging speeds, it says here it can charge up to 30 minutes with a 20-watt adapter or higher. What that means in the sense of that it can charge at a faster speed, I don't know. They're not making it clear at the moment. So yeah, I'm not too sure what that means, but from the sounds of it, battery life is the same. But what I will say to you guys is this, is that when we went from the 13 Pro Max to the 14 Pro Max, the battery life increased even more. It definitely did that. Or even the 13 to the 14, it increased. But Apple kept the time exactly the same here on their website. So I think we're going to actually have to do a proper battery test there to see what the actual difference is, really, because it is definitely got bigger batteries inside the milliamp, but they don't talk about that. Apple never talk about the milliamp, but it definitely looks like it is bigger. But looking at the specs here on their website, there is no faster charging. I don't know, but it's not clear. It just says, like I said, it says up to 50% charge in around 30 minutes with a 20-watt adapter or higher. So if you've got a higher one, maybe, just maybe, it might be faster charging. Again, I think we're just going to do tests here. Apple have not boasted it, so I don't know. At the end of the day, it was 20-watt charging with Lightning. We'll have to wait and see. USB-C, in theory, should be able to take faster charging speeds, because at the end of the day, we charge up our MacBooks and iPads at a faster speed. So we'll have to just wait and see on that one. I think we've got to test it. But I will say this, that MagSafe is only up to 15 watts. No enhancements there. What was a little bit disappointing, um, and everything. Just having a look here about SIM cards. People have asked that question. The SIM card is still only in some countries. So obviously, North America, you guys are lucky. You don't have a physical SIM anymore. So nothing there. But you got eSIM. But like here where I'm in the UK, I'm looking at the UK one. It's still a physical SIM card at the moment. No eSIM right now. So we'll have to wait and see on that if there's going to be any other change to any other countries are going to get an eSIM this year. I heard that France might be. There was a rumor about that. But yeah, let's see then. Let's see what other people are saying here in questions. If you guys got any questions, now is the time to throw them at me. I'll try my best to answer them. And like I have said before, if you guys have got super chat ability, do that. We'll try my best to answer them with that. I'm only going to do a few questions, but I'm going to wrap up soon afterwards because we're getting a little bit late here in the UK even. So yeah, let's see what people are going to say then with your questions. But I'm still deciding here why people are putting in their questions of the colors. I really don't know which color I'm going to pick. If I'm going to get the blue titanium or the natural titanium. It's tricky. Tricky. Someone here, Adam, says, did they mention the thinner bezels? They did. They did mention them, and that's why the phone's slightly smaller by like a millimeter or two. The 15 Pro's weight is lighter. It comes in at 187 grams, like what was predicted. And also the Pro Max is 221 grams, was also predicted. So exactly the right sizes that we thought was going to happen. So yeah, we'll see that. What do you think of the AirPods 2 Max coming? Do you think they're coming? I think they will be, especially that we just saw in that event with the iPhone 15-bit. They talked about the they're going to bring out now a USB sort of holder for the AirPods now. So you can have this. You can have not Lightning anymore. You can have USB-C. So yeah, it's going to be different. That I think we're going to start getting USB-C rolled out to all the devices, and maybe if upgrades are needed, like the AirPods Max 2, then that will happen with USB-C as well. What's other people's questions? What they're saying here? The RAM amount, 8 or 6 gigabytes. We don't know at this stage. Again, it's something Apple never talk about. They never talk about how much RAM they put inside into their devices. We only find that out once somebody sticks their brand new iPhone into diagnostic machines or whatever, and they find it out for themselves. Or strip it apart and find out if it says it on the actual chips. They can work out it's got 8 gig or 6 gigs. We just don't know at this stage if it's 8 or 6 gigabytes, unfortunately. But it does say, though, looking at a lot of reports, it is 8 gigabytes. People are saying here, do you think I should get the 14 Pro or the 15 Pro? Well, as they're the same price, I would say 15 Pro if you're going to choose between that. And also, I would say if you guys were going to thinking of getting if you've got the money for it, if you were thinking of getting a 256 gigabyte 14 Pro Max, go and get yourself a 15 Pro Max. Personally, in my opinion, right now, that would be it. Don't get me wrong, the 14 Pro Max, the 14 Pro, still great iPhones. You know, I've got one right here, but the new 15 models, yeah, they are pretty cool as well. So yeah, quite exciting there to see what's going on and everything. Let's also see then what any other people questions and stuff here. Do you recommend upgrading from a 14 Pro Max to a 15 Pro Max? I would personally say no, in my opinion. I've got a problem I have, guys. I have to upgrade because it's my, otherwise my YouTube channel would die if you guys said to me that, why have you not upgraded? So I have to get one. But if I didn't run my YouTube channel, this is hand on heart here, putting my AirPods down, hand on heart, I wouldn't be upgrading my iPhone every year because there's no point. You only get that great thrill of an upgrade once every sort of 3 or 4 years. So if you were, say, on an iPhone 11 Pro right now, or Pro Max, or even a 12 essentially, and going to the 15 Pro or 15 Pro Max, you will notice a difference. Coming from a 14 Pro to a 14 Pro Max, no, not much. And we will see this, like when I do photos, when I do a review, I will take pictures on the 14 Pro Max and the 15 Pro Max. Obviously, that zoom might be a bit better, but overall, there probably won't be that much in it. So yeah, I've got to say that right there. There was looking at someone's comment here. It says anything about the displays. Nothing was said about it. It seems kind of fishy. What are your opinions? I think these screens are good enough at the end of the day. What you've got to remember, everyone asks me, why doesn't Apple increase their pixels per inch? Apple have had the same pixel per inch. I think it's something like 428 or 458. Somebody correct me, please. Go and find out on the internet. But basically, what it is, they have this rule that if you look at an iPhone screen, and that if you hold it at the average distance you would hold it at, you shouldn't be able to see the pixels. So they apply that in every device they have. So if you've got like a MacBook, the average distance you should sit away from a MacBook screen, you shouldn't be able to see the pixels. And they do this on all of their devices with a screen. They do not increase their pixels per inch ever anymore. They put the Retina in, and that is it. And they'll keep that pixels per inch ratio the same. So even with that mini LED displays and the 14, the 16-inch MacBook Pro, they didn't increase it over the LED screen, what they had in the 16 and 13-inch MacBook Pros that we had from 2016 to 2019. Just like they didn't increase it from the Retina ones from 2012 to 2015. They just did not increase the pixels per inch. They keep it the same. So it always will be the same there. So let's have a look and see what other people are asking us questions here. What is spatial video? Good question. Spatial video is for the new Vision Pro. So it's kind of like a 3D effect. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember some years ago, 10 years ago, we had 3D TVs with the glasses? Basically, Apple have managed to do that inside their Vision Pro, give that 3D effect. So it's for basically their Vision Pro. If you do a recording in that, it will work and do that kind of 3D effect if you put Vision Pro on. I'm going to take a couple more questions here. Would you recommend an upgrade from the 13 to a 15 Pro? Good question. So if you've got a 13 normal, not a 13 Pro or 13 Pro Max, just a normal 13, maybe I'd probably say yeah, it's worth it. If you do an upgrade and you've got the money to do it, yeah, do it. I'd say. But if you've got a 13 Pro Max or 13 Pro, I'm not too sure. I don't know if it's completely worth it on that one, but that's up to you. Someone else here, Ellen Kroon, says, I'm coming from an iPhone 10. Should I go to a 15 Pro or 15 Pro Max? It depends. If you like the size of your 10 right now, go for the Pro because it'll be exactly the same size in your hand. Whereas the Pro Max is definitely larger. But overall, you are going to see some big upgrades from going from an iPhone 10 all the way up to an iPhone 15 Pro or 15 Pro Max easily. It will feel like a brand new phone in your hand. It's really exciting. Let's take another couple more questions. How does the pre-order process usually work? So good question on that one. And I think I'll do one more question after that. So let's talk about pre-orders. So pre-orders will start this Friday. They start always at 5 a.m. Pacific time. Okay. So that's Pacific side of the USA, Pacific time, 5 a.m. You're going to have to basically work out your time difference from that. So here, where I'm in the UK, we're before that time. So we are 1 p.m. So 1 p.m. in the UK will be the time I can pre-order an iPhone or Apple Watch, the new ones. I can do it from on Friday. Depending where else you are in the world, you've got to basically just work it forward or work it backwards, mainly backwards, because really the America is like the last part of time, isn't it? Especially Pacific. So if you're in Europe or Asia, obviously you're going to be far later in the day. So I'm thinking, I don't know the exact time, but you're going to be probably evenings for India, for example, and things like this. Like I said, Europe, we're going to be mostly the afternoon. If you're in Europe like me, and some parts of Africa as well, you're also going to be in the main part of the afternoon. But work out the time difference. Go, basically, it's 5 a.m. Look up, Google 5 a.m. Pacific time. What time is it equivalent to my country? And that's when you'll know the time you can pre-order. So yeah, work it out like that. Somebody else here has asked about why are iPhones more expensive in my country? And I've explained this before. It depends on what your currency on your country is and the weight of that currency to the US dollar, and also the actual taxes, import fees that your country may have may affect all those prices. So yeah, it depends. It really, really depends on how much it is. At the end of the day, I've said this before. If Apple are making, say, $500 profit on every iPhone 15 Pro Max they sell, for example, in the USA, they've got to make $500 wherever they're selling it in the world right now. So it's the same price, basically. So they have to basically, goes up, it goes down, depending on your currency, taxes, and all of this. They've got to get the same amount of cash coming in for every single model. They can't change it, as it were. So that is the reason for that. Let's just do one more question then. Let's see. I'm coming from a Galaxy S22 and plan to go back to iOS. Should I get an iPhone 14 Plus Should I get a 13 Pro Max or a 15 Plus? Good question. I would say it depends on your budget, guys. It really depends on your budget. So either of those phones, you're going to have a great experience of thinking of. If it was me, if it was a 14 Plus or a 13 Pro Max, if you're going to pick one of those two, because they're going to be obviously a bit more less in money, I would personally pick the 13 Pro Max. If you can afford a 15 Plus, I would pick that instead. So there we go. Um, and on that note, guys, as well, I think I'm going to wrap up then this live coverage. So I'm going to say to you guys a big, big thank you for joining me tonight or today, this morning, this afternoon, everything. It's been absolutely fantastic to go over all of this stuff about it. Like I said, I'm a bit disappointed with the Apple Watches. iPhone 15s, meh. Pros were a bit better. So yeah, it is what it is, I guess, at the end of the day. We have got our new phones. We've got them for another year. So we'll have to see what happens within the next year, what's going to happen with the rumors and leaks of the iPhone 16 going forwards. So with that, guys, it's time to wrap up. Thank you again for watching. It's been a real pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for sitting out with me. All you guys have been here. And I will see you soon. And I've got you some news just very quickly. A video is coming up in a couple of hours' time. So look out for that. And also at the same time as well, guys, the giveaway information is coming at the end of this month as well. So I'll be having that as our next live stream. Talk to you soon, guys. Take care and goodbye.